Hey, welcome back, YouTubers. This is August update. Um, Quite a few things going on with the tank over the past few months. I've been really busy this summer. It's just been just nonstop, like all summer long. But it's actually, in a way, benefited my tank because I haven't been fiddling around with everything. But everything is doing really well. Um, there was a couple things that I had to fix. One was down below on my calcium reactor. This tube right here, I actually had a clear RO tubing. This goes from my manifold down to my calcium reactor down there. And algae had built up over that over time and caused that line to, I was basically only getting about 25% of the flow that I should have been getting. So that ended up causing some issues. My alkalinity dropped a couple weeks ago to about 6.5, which it never goes that low. But I ended up adjusting it, and I replaced the tubing there. And normally, when I checked, about 3 months ago, I was running about 40 milliliters a minute out of my output of my calcium reactor. Now that everything's just growing and taking off, I'm over 70. I think I'm at like 75 milliliters per minute, which is quite a bit. So it really wasn't an issue. I didn't lose any coral just because it literally dropped 0.1 DKH like per day. So it took like 2 weeks to drop that low. So it wasn't a fast drop, which, anything that happens quickly in this hobby is usually bad. So I've been able to bring it back up. I think I'm up to about 7.5 now. So I normally run at about 8. But yeah, I was glad I caught that because that could have gotten worse and worse and worse, and eventually probably would have caused some bigger problems. But I did get today. I actually got it in the mail, and it's actually running right now. Is my skimmer swabby from Avast Marine. I did get the one that you get with a lid. Just because I didn't want to really fiddle around with my other lid. So works out great. We'll see how long I can go without cleaning that thing. But oh, what else is going on? I have had like an explosion of just little creatures, all sorts of like amphipods, copepods. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick them up, but they're just everywhere, which is kind of nice because my mandarin, I think, is liking that a lot. But they're just everywhere in my fuge. And let's see. Oh, I did get a zebra, Moray Eel. He's hiding. He's down in that hole right now. So hopefully he comes out in the next couple weeks. He's been in there about 3 weeks. So sometimes they can go a couple months without eating. So he's on a hunger strike right now. I did move some corals around just because I had some starting to sting each other. I ended up moving the elegance up there. That's been up there for about a month now. It's just loving it up there. Let's see. I'm planning on getting this clown tang out of there. He's just getting a little too aggressive. It's nothing major right now, but when he gets bigger, I think it's going to become a problem. So he's going to end up I gotta catch him so we can get him out of the tank, but everybody else is happy. Let's see. I did order one of those new dosers, the continuous duty dosers, and that's in the mail. That'll be here this week. I'm gonna hook that up to my calcium reactor just so I have something that's stable. I really like the idea of just like, running just a dosing pump that you can turn on a dial and it dial exactly in what you're dosing. It's kind of expensive, but I think it's worth it because if the alkalinity dropped in this tank, that would be really, really bad. So, hey, what else we got going on? I've just been kind of fragging some of the stuff. I fragged that piece off the Slimer over here just because the Slimer is starting to shade everything. I did. It's just some of this coral right here. This is one of my favorite corals. The camera doesn't do it justice, but those are bright blue tips on there. It's just a really cool looking coral. And then the one behind it, I picked this up in San Diego about 6 months ago. It was a little frag. They call it the Jesus stag, but it's a really cool looking coral. It's very unique. And that one back there, that one's really taken off. But I did I want to say about 2-3 weeks ago, I had a cyanobacteria. It's always really been in here, but it started getting pretty bad. So I dosed some ChemiClean, and I want to say about 75% of the recommended dose. I didn't turn off my skimmer, but I just removed the cup, so I let it bubble over because you're supposed to really oxygenate your tank while you're doing that. It worked like it was unbelievable. I mean, you can literally see it disappear. I left it in there for 3 days, and after 3 days, there was no trace. So, nitrates are about 1 in this tank. I was dosing NO3P4X, but there's no need for it anymore. I ended up turning that off. I dose AquaPower. But the nitrates, I think because I had those Marine Pure BioBlocks, like I took those out about 4 months ago, that really sent my tank into kind of not really a downward spiral, but the nitrates really did start jumping up. So I did get some rock that I had curing. That's in my sump now, and I actually have a whole bag of rubble right here. I'm gonna put in filter bags, and that's gonna go in here. Just getting some more surface area for that bacteria to grow. But now it's actually stabilizing, and I don't have to dose like any NO3PO4X. The refuge pretty much takes care of everything, so that's kind of nice. I don't have to worry about that anymore because that was kind of an issue. The nitrates were jumping up like crazy, but yeah, everything's doing really well. Got that teal stag right there. Just got him about last week, along with that Cyphastria, that party crasher. As you can see, I think the last time I counted, I had 29 green bubble tip in here. And that's my next project. I do have a fairly easy way of getting rid of them. If you get yourself a bunch of rubble rock and you kind of pile the rocks over them, the anemone after a couple days will want to get towards the light, so it'll move onto one of those little rubble rocks, and then you can just pull the rock out and toss it. But instead of going in there and chiseling everything and messing up my rock structure, it's a fairly easy way. But I mean, I have a lot of them, 29 of them, and they split like every week. So that's kind of my next project, because like right there on that purple digi and then that rainbow acro right there, it's stinging the crap out of it. So, but I'm trying to keep them off the top of the rock work where all my acros are. Like this area right here, oh, there's probably 9 of them right there. Another 5 or 6 right there. Some up there. 4 or 5 right there. So, and that's the one actually, there was about 6 of them right there. The green cap. I piled a bunch of rocks on there and I pulled like 4 of them out. So, but yeah, everything's doing really well. The fish do not mind the zebra moray at all, which is kind of surprising, but it's the most docile species of eel you can pretty much get. So the only downside to them is they do get really big, but I have noticed like this green millie back here is just insane. That thing's just taking off. It's actually getting like some gold on it, almost like a sunset millie. And then the stag, I'm going to start fragging this one off too. This stag is getting huge. Yeah, everybody's doing good. I've actually got this naso tang to chow down on pretty much any kind of food. So that's a good thing. But yeah, that clown tang's got to go. So I'm going to get him. This is a really unique coral back here. I'm not really sure what the name is. It's almost like a shag acro, as they call them online, but that thing's really taken off. Nice looking acro. But it's almost, yeah, like I said earlier, like benefited me not really playing around with the tank, just because everything's been stable other than that alkalinity, but that slowly went down. But you know, levels have fairly stayed the same on everything else, so consistency is key in this hobby. But future plans, it's just basically eradicating all these bubble tips. Oh, there's a couple back there, and those acros I gotta get. But yeah, I want to get rid of all those, just because they're a pain in the butt. It seemed to be. I've been fighting them for over the past at least year now. So, but I just want to pack this thing, like every spot in the rockwork, full of SPS. And for some reason, I've had this purple cap right here, this purple monty cap. I mean, it's the slowest growing monty cap I've ever seen. For example, I've had that monty cap. I haven't touched it. It's been in that spot at least a year. And in comparison, I got this grafted monty cap 3 months ago, and you could see the little square outline. So it's basically tripled in size in 2 months, and this one maybe doubled in a year. I don't know. I have no idea. So same with that Starburst monty cap. I've had that about 3 months. It's, you know, huge now, so it's the size of my hand. And that red cap up there, that was a little, just a teeny tiny frag, maybe the size of a penny. Now it's huge. So I'm just not sure what's going on with this monty cap, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, and that's pretty much what's going on with the tank. I did get here, I'll grab it real quick. If you guys are looking to, you know, make some videos, let me get in the light. I got this off of Amazon. I think they sell it on Buff Resupply, but it comes with 3 different lenses. That's what I'm using right now. I'm using the 20K lens because I run the AB plus setting with the Radions. This tank is normally really blue, if I was using my phone without the lens, it would just be like washed out blue. But it really, it makes a huge difference. I remember when I tried it a couple days ago, I'm like, that's amazing. I took some pictures of my tank, and I think it runs, I think it was like 20 bucks, something like that. But it was really a good purchase. I would definitely recommend that. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions or any comments, put them down below. And you know, as always, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.